Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, today I will present uh, about my paper. Oh, sorry, my name is Ahmad Mursidun Nidam, and today I will present the paper entitled is Framework for Intelligent Application Heterogeneity Based Education 3.0 and Lesson Study Component for VHS student. Okay, uh, first presentation topic. Okay, I will presented introduction and second literature review, a third method, and four result and discussion, and last is conclusion and suggestion. The introduction of my paper, there's uh, uh, 4 points. And the first Heterogeneity framework, which is adult learning that is currently widely used. Learning that can be measured one on ability to continue or stop. And point two, so far the concept of anthropology, pedagogy, and heterogeneity have been the current learning solution. It is heterogeneity and pedagogy is the same of the learning, adult learning. But testing the effectiveness and efficiency of the application of smart application based on heterogeneity has not been carried out. Nearly in about 78% of Indonesia had smartphones that could access the internet. This provides that heterogeneity-based intelligent application, heterogeneity-based education 3.0 does not have significant problem when applied. Okay, and then literature review. Heterogeneity is a concept that was founded by Stewart from Southern Cross University. This concept is study itself, learning is to learning. The Hegelian approach itself is an extension of the intervention of anthropology. There is two approaches are often difficult to discussing to a person lack of understanding. The Hegelian approach is very simple when applied to higher education, especially engineering education. But the characteristic of current students are very dynamic and are able to determine what skill they should learn to develop their capabilities. This is a method to uh, my method this paper. The method is usually use a quantitative approach. So there will be a lot of data that will explain the internship of the existing data on the result of the instrument and the key component framework. In the first step, this component hierarchy is 5 element in hierarchy, and then it's built framework for application hierarchy, and then testing. In testing, which flow two flow step in instrument validation and then data interruption. So the last of the step is conclusion uh, about the case in the study. Okay. The Smart Application Framework is designed to meet the concept of user convenience and comfort. This makes the framework very important to be used in the application work diagram, not just the framework, but the content component discussion in this study. So in the right picture, uh, we have three level of pedagogy. So in pedagogy is up in the level 3. So in level 1 pedagogy, linear motility and autonomy required, and level 2 instructor control and course structure required. In the last level, linear motility and autonomy required plus instruction control and course structuring required. And the result and discussion of my project in my paper, the result and discussion in this research will focus on four main research items, namely creating a heterogeneous smart application component framework, developing the 5 essential elements of heterogeneity, namely explore, create, collaborated, connect, share, and reflect. This is the efficient and efficient of heterogeneity framework. And finally, in the last result and decision, calculating the influence of heterogeneity element on the heterogeneity ability of engineers in Indonesia. So the result in the right picture, we have four criteria. In the first, very high, in interval 52 and then 59. The frekuensinya 50, persentasenya 60%, and high, medium, and low. In criteria of this one of heterogenities, we have 300 respondents. The rationale of capability surveillance is intended to prove that heterogeneity framework in smart application can be reached optimally. Okay. In the percentage of heterogeneity, developing five essential elements from heterogeneity. Of these five elements have had enough value with the assessment pattern on upon instrument conducted by 300 sampling of 300 students come from 10 VHS in the East Java province. One development of heterogeneity skill in the school. This was also reinforced by the 10 VHS having cooperated with UM as the host of the activity. So uh, we can look in the right picture in first explore and two create, three collaborate, and four connect, and five share, and six reflect. In the percentage of explore is 85, create 88, collaborated 86, and connect 89, and share 87, and reflect 90. The reflect is very high because the uh, student have a reflect uh, from online learning with a Hetakiki application framework. Uh, okay, in the testing of the effect efficient Hetakiki framework, the presentation of this competition for Hetakiki can be used in the intelligent application Hetakiki system. The efficiency, and usability test that obtained through this format 300 respondent 300 button were obtained from 10 VHS having collaborated Hetakiki. The selection of rational is based to level of as the of use the test accuracy and efficiency of the heterogeneity framework. The study used three variables that reflect the UX SE content used in the heterogeneity framework. So the effectivity is five variable, and efficiency usability five variable, and usability is seven variable. So the total is 17 variable. Okay. On the uh, testing, uh, it showed the efficiency is 30%. This is uh, highly highly percentage, more than efficiency and usability. Okay, there's a variable research score. Okay, the unusual result of vector element. We have six element: explore, create, collaborate, connect, store, and reflect. Is a is a is a high difference, and for the equality of mean is seen to tell 538, and then more than 0.5. So uh, the interval from the liquid scale and the test yield are significant of 0.538, with proof that all components affect the hierarchy framework of engineering students in Indonesia. So the conclusion and suggestion, the conclusion of the study are the four main points plus the basic framework in the known hierarchy component for smart hierarchy application is the easy UX design and UX component at 45, about 45% at the high level and 60% at the very high level. This is sufficient to be used as a framework for hierarchy. Second, five essential elements have a relative good percentage, namely reflect in about 60%, then followed by connect 88.6%, grid 88.7%, share 87.8%, collaborated 86.87%, and explore 84.78%. Alcohol have an average 88.7%. As good framework for hierarchy application. Then the level of effectiveness and efficiency of the hierarchy framework is in the good category. It from the instrument at 74% is all the component to be embedded in the application. For the vaccine, the rules for our component are also a good interval because they are at interval more than 5 from the Likert scale, and the test at significance of uh, 0.538, which proves that our component affect the heterogeneity framework for endangered centizen in Indonesia. Okay, thank you. This is my presentation. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.